Okay, welcome to our Zillow Best Practices training. My name is Wayne Flowtree. I work in leadership and development for Zillow Flex team at EXP. We are going over what's called our Fast Start to Zillow Best Practices training. This training is designed to give you everything you need to be successful here working with us and getting started as far as your first steps and getting into production, working with the Warburton team. And these are the steps to take to get into producing for yourself, following our production system that we have that you will follow, okay? So step one of the Fast Start to Production Zillow Best Practices training is hop on our Reveal Google document. Reveal is an accountability touch point we have each week where you manage your book of business through a series of steps of tracking production based on 30, 60, and 90 days timelines. So make sure your name is attached to that document. Put your name on that document so that each week on Monday and Friday, through coaching and tracking of key performance indicators and progression of those KPIs, we can drive your business from 90-day customers to 60, 60 to 30, and then 30 into escrow. Okay, as a part of our production system. Step two is to hop on to our Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. touch points we have for accountability. And if you're on this call, of course, you've onboarded already, or maybe you're hearing this as a refresher as an existing agent. So you've already been on our Monday and Friday accountability calls. The accountability call is designed to drive production for you and for your business. Hop on Monday and Friday, be accountable to your goals, be accountable to the team so that we produce at a high level together, moving in the same direction. And that happens through accountability conversations we have driving your book of business on Mondays and Fridays. And that's at 9 a.m. If you're on this training right now, it's the same link that you're on. You'll hop on and you'll go over your book of business with one of our coaches. And that's, once again, every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Step three is Slack. Hop on to our Slack channel. Slack is a communication platform that we have that's designed to support the entire team through recognition, through coaching, through passing of leads. If you're overbooked for the week or the weekend, you can hop on to our channel. As you can see here on your screen, we had an agent just today who booked an appointment and they're already overbooked and they're asking for somebody else to grab that appointment to service that customer in that area. So as you plug into our Slack channel, what happens is that you hop on, you'll see updates for calendars, you'll see recognition pieces, you'll see updates for trainings, and you'll also will grab leads. As most of our agents right now have such a strong book of business that we find ourselves with more than enough customers to manage, okay? So make sure you plug into Slack, stay connected to our general channel for support, recognition, camaraderie, right? And passing of leads to service to drive appointments for yourself this week or this weekend. Number four, on the point of leads, Spearhead is a program that we have that's designed to give you more leads. As we shuffle the deck, we resurface active customers that are online looking at property. If there's no appointment set, we'll take that lead and we'll pass that to another agent with an open schedule. And that's what we call our Spearhead program, where it's simply reshuffling the deck, taking leads that are active, viewing property, and passing those out to agents who can service those customers and convert those customers into appointments, okay? Number five is Chime, that's our CRM. We have a video that you will watch, that's your homework, okay? Watch video 1 of 4. These are extensive trainings on our Chime CRM and how complex they can be. Helping with hyperlinks, setting engagements for your customer, putting on drip campaigns for the customer to keep them plugged in and engaged. Please watch video 1 of 4 of our Chime CRM. Number 6 is boot camp. Watch video 1 of 4 of our boot camps that we have. It's a 4-week series that we've condensed into video trainings. Please watch video 1 of 4 of our boot camps that we've created to provide you with the training on mindset, skill set, the 5 steps to our sale, lender integration model, as well as best practices working with our Zillow Flex program. Number 7 is, once again, get leads. We have plenty of leads for people to reach out to. Get leads through our Slack channel. Get leads through other agents on the team. If you're brand new onboarding and you're watching this video for the first time, or you're watching this training for the first time, we have more than enough agents that would be happy to pass out leads to people who are wanting to book appointments and to schedule those appointments for that week or for the weekend. So get leads through our lead share system. And number 8 is our Zillow Flex program. If you don't have a Zillow Flex profile, please create or update your existing profile to match your current brokerage. The document that you're seeing here will be emailed to you. You will have a copy of this with all phone numbers for Zillow inbound leads, as well as the partner support 800 number, which they're available Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. If you have any tech questions on the back end for our Zillow Flex program. So step 8, create your profile if you have not done that already, and update your existing profile to match your current brokerage. So now I'd like to segue into our Zillow Flex program. So most of you on this training, watching this video or hearing this training for the first time, everyone knows about Zillow, right? 96% of customers that are buying homes are on Zillow searching for property, and Zillow turns around and sells leads to the field to convert those customers into escrows and closings, right? They started with market-based pricing where they would give leads up front through Zillow Flex or through market-based pricing, which is charging the agent up front. There's 2 ways of getting Zillow leads. Our team is a top converting team. The Zillow Flex program does not charge you for any leads. You will receive leads upfront at no cost, and then you pay your split on the back end. The Zillow Flex program was started based on a 10-year study of 250,000 agents, and they found that top performing teams, top converting teams, had a pattern of how they operated with each customer. They did the same things each time. So what we've designed is a proven model through the Zillow Flex program. If you qualify and you're invited onto the Zillow Flex program, what you will follow is what we'll go over here today. And that begins with the inbound call. Once again, these are direct connections. This program is by invitation only, and it's a closed program. So Zillow Flex is not taking on any more teams, and you are on a Zillow Flex team already. So once again, if you qualify, you will be receiving direct connections. Those connections require you to follow a script. And what they found is that every Zillow Flex top converting team did the same things and avoided the same things, okay? The document you see in front of you, everything highlighted in green is what you will do. Everything highlighted in red is what you will avoid, okay? Once again, you're going to receive a copy of this document. Now, if you knew of a script proven to work, the script that does everything you're supposed to do, right? And avoid everything you're not supposed to do, you'd want to know about it, right? And that's this script here. So this script is written with your best interest in mind, right? What you want to send to the customer is a message and first impression of customer service. Customer is directly connected to you. Right when you hop on the call, you're going to do a professional greeting. You're going to discuss the location of other properties that they might be looking at. You're then going to go into the motivation of the customer, okay? Then you're going to affirm what you had mentioned, offering 2 or 3 other properties to show as a backup. And then you're going to close with the professional closing, as well as sharing with the customer that they need to add you as their agent, as well as your customer service survey reminder, okay? So the customer's online, they're looking at a property on Zillow, they click a button and it says contact agent. Their phone rings, that broadcasts to our team. If you capture the lead, you're going to be connected to the customer, and this is what you're going to say when the customer gets on the phone. This is Bob with Zillow Premier at eXp Realty. I see that you requested to view property at 123 Main Street. What's a good time for you? How about 2 p.m. today, or is 4 p.m. tomorrow better for you? Great. Are there any of the properties that you've been looking at? I'd be happy to arrange tours of those properties as well so that we maximize the use of our time. And what is it about this property that interests you? Perfect. I'll set up 2 or 3 other homes that are just as good or better than the one you called about. How much time can you allocate when we meet tomorrow at 4 p.m.? Okay, thank you so much. Again, this is Bob with Zillow Premier at eXp Realty. I look forward to meeting you at 123 Main Street tomorrow at 4 p.m. Immediately after the call, I'm going to send you my contact information from Zillow. Please text me back and send me any other properties you see that interest you. I'm also going to send you my agent profile, as Zillow wants to make sure it's easy for you to contact me. If you could please click the Add as Your Agent button, as this keeps other representatives from reaching out to you. And it also allows me to serve you better on this platform, okay? And you will be getting a customer service survey from Zillow. I would really appreciate 5 smiley faces, please, okay? Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. at 123 Main Street. The length of the call is about 3 to 3.5 minutes, okay? It's a very quick, appointment-driven call, customer service, servant leadership, helpful conversation, okay? What we want to avoid is pulling up the property, avoid discussing property details too much, avoid any type of sales questioning, as the idea is to, once again, send a first impression of customer service, helping the customer. Why we do that is because the customer's likelihood of them showing up to the property is very high if they have a sense of not being sold, okay? Are we going to sell them in person? Are we going to qualify them in person? Yes, but we want them to show up. The script is written and designed in a way to follow a proven model, to book appointments, get those appointments to show up, and do what you do best, which is closing customers once you meet them in person, okay? Does everyone get the idea of this? That is your inbound script that you use every time on the call. So you're on this call or you're listening to this training and you're going, okay, great. I'm a Zillow Flex agent. I've gone through the training. I'm using the script every time. I've mastered the scripts. I'm excited. I've got a work ethic. My goal is 2 to 4 escrows a month. Once I book the appointment, what do I do next, right? So now we're going to segue into our writing offers every time piece. So what do you do on the way to the showing, during the showing, and after you show property to the customer? You're going to do 2 things on a showing. Number 1, you're going to write an offer, or you're going to BAM-FAM. That is an acronym we have with our team called Book a Meeting from a Meeting, okay? Before you meet the customer, you want to pre-frame the interaction so that the customer doesn't show up to see property. They show up to write offers, okay? And when you pre-frame that, you're going to set the stage by calling the customer before the showing, and you're going to say, I'm looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. We've picked out some great homes. I just want you to know that I'm bringing my laptop with me so that we're ready to write an offer on any home you really like, okay? So the customer is now prepped. That changes their listening. It changes the way they see the home because they're showing up to write what? An offer, okay? While you're showing the customer, when you meet them, you're going to take your printed copies of the properties you're showing. You're going to have their copies. You're going to hand them the copies of all the properties you're going to be showing them for that day. And you're going to rate each property on a scale of 1 through 10. And here's what you're going to say. Let's rate these homes out of 1 through 10 so that I understand exactly what you like. I'll be ready to write an offer on anything you rate 7 and over. How does that sound? Sounds great. Okay. So now it's not about selling the property or selling the customer on the property. It's about allowing them to rate it on their own, and you offer to write the offer on anything they rate 7 and above. No house is perfect, but I'm ready to write an offer on anything you rate 7 or higher. Sound good? Okay. Some ideas for you to prepare for the showing. You want to prepare yourself mentally, okay? Visualize the customer seeing the property, writing an offer, going into escrow. Picture what you want, okay? Visualize the conversation happening the way you want it to go. Picture the customer being interested in the property, sitting down, writing the offer, okay? Imagine them going through the escrow process, smooth and seamless, and then picture them at the very end with you handing them their keys, taking a picture, and them shaking your hand saying, "Thank you so much for being my real estate agent." This is what's called creating a positive customer experience. And this prepares you mentally for the process so that you visualize what you want, so you go to work to make it real, okay? To also prepare is to bring your laptop, bring your device to write an offer on it. Now you can go the next step, which some of our top producers are already doing right now, and they're pre-writing an offer in the customer's name. Make it easy for them to say yes, hard for them to say no, right? Use the buyer packet to show professionalism, okay? Prepare the buyer's packet for aspects of the offer using an assumptive approach, okay? And once they've rated a property 7 or higher, and you're sitting them down and you're discussing the offer proposition, here's what you're going to say to the customer. When we write an offer, I'll make sure that we have time to inspect the property and get all your questions answered. I'll make sure that your interests are protected. This does look like a great home, but let's ask for a physical inspection anyway, okay? This demonstrates to the customer that you have their best interest in mind. This also lets them know that, of course, they're going to have questions. We don't need to get them all answered right now, right? Let's put in the offer. Let's get you top of table. Let's get you ahead of the competition. Let's get that offer in right away. I have your best interest in mind, and I'm here to go to work for you. This is the message we want to send to the customer, okay? So that the customer feels confident in you and confident in the process, okay? Now you've written the offer. What do you do next? You will present the offer immediately, not tomorrow, not when you get back to the office. Please don't wait for any supportive documentation if the file is not complete. Send the offer in to the agent immediately. You're going to call the listing agent, and here's what you're going to say. My client absolutely loves your listing. They have to be in a home soon, so I wanted to get this offer in right away. Hopefully we can get an answer before our next showings. Thank you so much. And this does 3 things. It sends a message of complimenting the listing agent, right? Building a sense of urgency because your customer needs to move into a property right away. And also letting them know that we're waiting to see other properties and we're wanting to get an answer first before we go on our next showings. This sends a message of, if we go into escrow, the likelihood of us falling out because of backup properties is very low, okay? Does everyone get the idea? You take the inbound call, you use the script every single time, you book the appointment, you go on the showing, you prep the customer by telling them, we picked out some great homes, just want you to know I'm going to bring my laptop with me so that we're ready to write an offer on any home you really like. You have them rated on a scale of 1 through 10, anything they rate 7 or over, you write an offer on the spot and you present the offer right away, okay? So now that we understand how that process works, the question is, I have a goal of 2 to 4 escrows per month, right? How do I achieve that? So now I'd like to segue into our KPI piece. KPI is an acronym for Key Performance Indicators, okay? KPI is a term that Zillow Flex uses to manage the book of business that we accumulate with our customers. Using what's called key performance indicators will allow you to understand the process of what happens every step of the way and how to get better at each process, okay? You have 2 indicators. You have a leading indicator, managing present behavior into the future, and then you have a lagging indicator, which is managing past behavior, okay? A leading indicator with our model and with the Zillow Flex model is how many calls are you making per day? How many showings are you going on per week? And how many offers are you writing per week? Those are leading indicators of performance. What are the lagging indicators? How many properties have you put into escrow? And how many closings do you have for the month, right? So what do top producers focus on? The focus is on what you can control, which is the action leading to the result and not the result itself. The idea is that here's what's important to understand. Top producers wake up each day and focus on the daily behaviors leading to a desired outcome and not the outcome itself. As once again, the focus is daily action leading to a result, and the desired outcome is a byproduct of that process. It's important that all agents understand KPIs, accelerate the sales production, as it helps you create a predictable result based on daily action, as managing daily actions can impact how long you produce at a high level each month and how consistent your production is. And as you develop this productive behavior that you implement into your daily routine, one thing you'll realize is that the more calls you make, the more showings you go on, the more offers you write, the more properties you put into escrow, okay? And what happens is that over time, top producing agents who follow this process really do well working with us, okay? What is our key performance indicators for 2 to 4 escrows per month? Here's the math you want to follow. If you're taking notes, write this down. If you did 30 calls per day and went on 4 to 8 showings per week and wrote 2 to 4 offers per week, you would have 2 to 4 escrows per month. This is what we've seen produced and duplicated with our top producers on our team. If you follow the process, if you follow the KPIs, you should have the same result, right? You have to inspect what you expect. If you expect 2 to 4 escrows per month, you have to inspect the process and how to get there. And that process is, once again, 30 calls per day or more, which is a combination of your inbound calls from all of our lead sources, including Zillow Flex. Also, your outbound calls you make to your nurture and your follow-ups. 4 to 8 showings per week, writing 2 to 4 offers per week. And once again, following that model, you should be around 2 to 4 escrows per month. Okay? Does everyone get the idea? You have to manage what you can measure. So we have to measure each step so we can manage our production more efficiently. Okay? Great. So now I'd like to segue into the end of our call, which is our Zillow best practices. Okay? And once again, everyone on this call, if you're watching this video or if you're plugged into this training live, you're going to receive a copy of each document I'm going over. Zillow best practices. These are 20 things to write down and to do to achieve at a high level working with our team on the Zillow Flex account, okay? You're receiving inbound calls. Step 1 is, of course, to pick up Zillow Flex calls every time. Number 2 is to win pickup at least 50% of the time. Number 3 is use ALM every time. ALM is an acronym for appointment, location, motivation. Our script is designed to do exactly that. So if you want to use ALM every single time, use our script every single time, right? Our top producers use our script every single time, convert each call to an appointment, and show that property with an intention of writing an offer, right? But it starts with setting the stage with the initial inbound call. Number 4 is update client status in the Zillow app for each stage. Please don't skip any stages. Don't go backwards. Make sure that each stage you progress with the customer is selected without going backwards, so that when Zillow pulls those data sets from your pipeline, we can manage your KPIs based on what's happening, based on what you're inputting into the system. So once again, please update your app with each stage of the process that you bring the customer through, okay? Number 5 is appointment is ownership. ensure you have an appointment. That will ensure your ownership of that lead. Okay. Book an appointment. If you show property, bam, fam, which means book an appointment to show property at a different time. Number 6 is maintain appointment rates at 80% or above. Number 7 is maintain showing rate at 65% or above. Number 8 is show first and pre-qualify later. Okay. We have this message we send to the public, to our customers, to everybody that is trying to see property, wanting to see property, needing to buy a home. And that message is inclusion. We have to be inclusive, okay? So our behavior has to reflect the inclusive nature we have with our customers and with society today. Zillow has 300 million customers viewing property on their site each month. So of course, the Department of Urban Housing and Development is going to be watching them, right? We have to ensure every single customer is included with the home buying process, and it's not being pre-qualified or prejudged based on age, sex, creed, marital status, presence of children, military status, disability, financial status, okay? Book the appointment, show property, pre-qualify them once you've met them in person. You get the idea? Show first, pre-qualify after. And number 9 is write offers every time or book a meeting from a meeting, which we have already went over. Number 10 is maintain an offer rate at 15% or above. Number 11 is chase offers and get those offers accepted. You submit an offer, follow up with the listing agent to get that offer accepted, and use your servant leadership to help the customer get into the home that they love by following up with the listing agent to get the customer's offer accepted. Number 12 is maintain conversion rates at 7% or above. Number 13 is respond to all push notifications on the app. So over time, as you accumulate this large book of business through the Zillow Flex program, what happens is that you accumulate these customers. These customers are replying to you based on the property searches you're sending them, based on the appointments that you have pending with them, based on the status of where they're at in the process, whether you're writing offers with them. As those push notifications will be coming through, you have to respond to each push notification that comes through on your app, okay? Number 14 is add detailed notes at least twice per week. Number 15 is check insights and call active clients 3 times a day. Number 16 is respond to inbox messages 3 times per day. Okay. What happens is, once again, you accumulate such a large book of business. Okay. You can't manage this huge, massive book of business without staying on top of the inbox messages, your insights of the customers, adding detailed notes. And to do that, once again, we've layered in this production model through our KPIs. What is the primary leading indicator of your key performance indication of achieving at a high level working with our team? The primary leading indicator is how many calls are you making a day? Okay, as the fortune is in the follow-up. 48% of all salespeople are making 1 contact to a customer and they're stopping. Whereas the top 10% of all sales producers capture 80% of all business through the 5th and 12th contact. So once again, follow up with the customer. As you follow up, you're going to do what? Add notes to the customer. You're going to check insights, make sure the client is informed of the next steps in the process, where you're at as far as each stage of showing each stage of where you're at in the offer writing process. And you're going to respond to those inbox messages and make sure you check those inbox messages 3 times per day. As once again, you will be following up with your book of business each day, and make sure you notify Zillow through the Zillow app, so we have an understanding of where you're at with each customer. And of course, you want to maintain your book of business by following up with them. Number 17 is do 3-way lender transfers each time. Number 18 is share unconverted leads with the team each day. If you have leads that you'd like to pass, which are unresponsive, take those leads, post them onto Slack. Someone will grab those leads. They'll call them. If they book that appointment, we can take that lead out of your pipeline, as of course, there's virtually an unlimited pipeline we have with Zillow Flex, and we'll replace that lead with a newer and fresh lead for you, okay? Number 19 is keep your Zillow Premier profile updated and generic. And lastly, it's number 20, which is book a meeting from a meeting, right? So there's this common thread we have with booking a meeting from a meeting. You want to keep your customer in the appointment cycle. Keep them in the appointment cycle so that this prevents them from ghosting you or going unresponsive. You always want to stay ahead of any of their issues they might have as far as ghosting you or going unresponsive. And the way you do that is by every time you talk to them, always promote the next meeting, promote the next time you're going to be with them. Schedule and book an appointment and keep them in your appointment cycle so that you manage your book of business and ensure a strong pipeline for your closings, okay? Great. Does everyone get the idea of this? So this wraps up our Zillow best practices training and fast start to production. As I mentioned on the call, I'm going to open up for questions. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up for any questions that you might have. We got Anthony Cueva on the line. We've got Ty Dixon, Jimmy, Heriberto. Anyone have any questions or feedback? Angie, Herbert sitting right here with me. Okay, so there's no questions. So with that, thank you for being on the call. Once again, this training is for anyone who's brand new, being onboarded, or if you're an agent wanting to just get a refresher. Tomorrow morning at 9:30, we have our sales training. If you're within 50 miles, the expectation is that you show up, you come to the training. That's live in person at 9:30 on Wednesdays. If you're outside of that 50-mile zone, you're allowed to be on Zoom. So we have it both live and in Zoom for our Wednesday trainings. And Thursday at 2 p.m., I'm doing the same training for those of you who want to listen in once again, or if you have agents that you're recently onboarding onto your team and you want to get them plugged in to our training on Thursday at 2 p.m. We're also doing this training Thursday at 2 p.m. Okay. And Friday at 9 a.m. is, of course, our reveal and accountability platform that you're expected to be on. All right. So tomorrow morning, if you're in the office, I'll see you tomorrow morning at the training or on Zoom, or I'll see you on Thursday at 2 p.m. or Friday on our reveal call, Friday morning at 9 a.m. Okay.
I had a quick question. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey there, Ty. What you got?
So I just wanted to ask, you know how you said show first and pre-qualify later, or
Yes.
put the offer first? Am I pre-qualifying after the offer is accepted or once we're at the showing?
Good question. My suggestion is to pre-qualify after you meet them in person. Okay. The intention is to send a message of inclusivity to the customer, right? You meet them in person. If you want to pre-qualify them before sending in the offer, you can. Of course, sending in a pre-qualification is going to make their offer that much stronger, right?
Right.
But if you'd like to get the offer in, to get the customer top of table ahead of the competition, write the offer, submit that in. Of course, we're going to get them pre-qualified, but the listing agent has an obligation to present the offer to the seller right away, right?
Right.
So we want to leverage that responsibility by sending in the offer right away and letting the listing agent know that this is a property that we have as a priority. And we'd like to put the offer in right away. Okay. So use your best judgment on that. Okay. So gauge the customer, write the offer. If you want to pre-qualify in person, do it through a lender transfer. So you'll call a lender that you trust. You can call one of our lenders or one that you have that you've been working with and you have a relationship with. Call the lender. Tell the customer, I'm going to put you on the phone with my loan specialists. They're going to go over all the options about what you might qualify for so that when you're ready to decide, we might know what to decide on so that we can make your offer that much stronger so that you'll know exactly what your monthly payment's going to be. However you want to pitch it, please don't ask the customer, just tell them, I'm putting you on the phone with my lender. They're going to go over ways of saving you money on your monthly payments, okay?
Okay.
Once you have that pre-qualification, of course, then submit it with the offer. But if you don't have that yet, just write the offer, submit it, and we'll get the pre-qualification all worked out.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, did that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
All good. Any other questions? Okay, with that, we're going to end the call. Once again, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for hopping on this training. We'll see you on the training Zoom tomorrow at 9:30, or we'll see you in person at the office, okay? Have a great day, everyone.